You're saying he doesn't want to do his chores because that's racist?
He's using it as an excuse because they've told him that that's how people see him, is as a black man that the world is against, and shows it as a negative now.
That was Vanessa Riley. She's a Virginia mother who is currently suing her son's middle school because she believes that their anti-racism curriculum has actually had an effect on him that's been negative. Now, let me be clear. She appears to be a white woman. She is white and Native American. She says her partner, her previous partner, the one she had a son with, is a black man. So she has a biracial son. She's now a single mother. And she feels that the curriculum that the school is teaching has actually ended up disempowering her son. And I'm careful with how I'm presenting this story because I don't think she did herself any favors by going on Jesse Waters' show, to be honest with you. If you read the details about her concerns, I think the story is far more nuanced, and I do not want to just brush her off as like a crazy, rabid racist who doesn't want her kid to learn about American history. It's different from that. She's worried that her son went from not really feeling different from his classmates, feeling accepted, not really feeling like his biracial status was in any way a problem, to now feeling singled out within his classroom, and also feeling like since he is biracial and appears to be a person of color, I mean, of course, because his father is black, that he is now accepted and it's now ingrained in him that he's at a significant disadvantage, and it's kind of giving him like this defeatist attitude, I guess, when it comes to everything around him. So I think that's an interesting concern, and she doesn't really strike me as a racist person, to be honest. But what do you think, Cenk, after reading about the details?
Man, it's so mixed because the initial story is clownorama, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of what she says that I flat out don't believe. She says that, he's making excuses all around the house. I mean, what does racism have to do with your chores? In the house, it's just you and your mom. So who's the racist one? It doesn't make any sense, right? So I'd be super curious to hear her son's perspective on this. My guess is it is very, very different. And in one part of the clip, she said, now that he's in the school and he's hearing these things, he's got strength in numbers.
What?
Yeah, well, what that's saying to me is other people are now telling him something different than what you told him, which is that, yeah, racism is real, it does actually exist. And so she's saying, well, now a lot of people are confirming things that are true, and I don't like that he's got other people supporting him on that philosophy. That's the strength in numbers. Well, I like that because he's getting a different point of view, which has a lot of legitimacy. But the nuance comes in here. I'm quoting the New York Post now, so take it with a grain of salt. But they say the teachers were trained to identify white privilege, and they have that in quotes, and to understand that the idea of meritocracy is a myth. So that's where you have to do a lot of parenting, right? There's a lot of truth to the meritocracy being a myth. Oh, all rich people deserved it, and all poor middle class people deserve being poor and middle class. And so that is a lot of mythology, but it doesn't mean you can't make it. And as a parent, it's your job to inspire your kids to get beyond that and to make it. So you've got to interact with the school and give your own lessons as well. So that part I don't mind, but to dismiss the entire curriculum and to say you shouldn't teach racism and racism being institutional is just not true. They should teach facts in school.
She strikes me as a mom who really wants to shelter her son and like protect him from realities in America that are actually terrible realities for people of color, right? But you can't shelter him forever. These are realities, and sooner or later, he is gonna learn about it, if he hadn't already, by the way. And look, unfortunately, she's been convinced because of the right wing that critical race theory is being taught to like all students, like from the moment they enter kindergarten, which is also not the case. In fact, she has moved forward with this lawsuit, and a judge has already thrown it out, saying that there's been no evidence provided indicating that there's anything like inflammatory being taught to the students through this curriculum. And I would venture to say that the judge is right on that. But the mom, I don't know, like, it's a little different, a little more nuanced. And I think she has to do more parenting to kind of counter whatever she thinks is harmful about learning about the realities of America.